They're not really covering up Amaro.
And Mayfield on the draw at the 10 to the 5, sidesteps into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Baker always had a ball in his hand, running down the hall, doing something, and he would always, in fact, after several broken vases, you never saw him without a ball in his hand. He announced to James and I think he was 3, that he was watching Saturday morning cartoons in his TV chair, his favorite TV chair. And he jumped up and he said, "I'm not going to watch cartoons anymore, I'm going to watch ESPN." And he literally did that. I'm not joking.
He was just multi-sport focused, and the story that my wife had shared with you about his transition from cartoon focus to watching sports was just an absolute discipline with him.
Mayfield hails from Lake Travis High School in Austin, Texas, where he led the Cavaliers to a state title his junior year. That season, the team went undefeated, and Mayfield threw for 45 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. As expected, Division I scholarship offers started coming in.
And he got an offer early on from Washington State. And Coach Morris, who's now the other Coach Morris, is now at Texas Tech, came down, recruited him, loved him. And so Washington State, Coach Leach and them, I think they offered Baker and one other kid. And he had a few other offers from like New Mexico, Rice, and some smaller schools, but was very excited about opportunity to play in the Pac-12. Was still probably holding out. He wanted a Tech offer or a TCU or an SMU.
Lake Travis struggled a bit during Mayfield's senior season, posting a 9-2 record. And once his dream school, TCU, opted for another quarterback, Mayfield was suddenly left without many options.
But then I think we got a call that said, hey, we offered 2 kids, and this other kid, I think he was from Arizona, went ahead and committed.
Mayfield chose to walk on at Texas Tech, where his former high school teammate Michael Brewer was the starting quarterback.
We were excited. We knew we got a steal. We had recruited him at other schools, a couple of the coaches here, and were shocked, really, that he didn't have a scholarship.
On August 30th, just 7 weeks after arriving on campus, Baker Mayfield became the first true freshman walk-on quarterback in history to start a season opener at a BCS conference school. That day, he threw for 413 yards and 4 touchdowns while running for another. Texas Tech beat SMU 41-23. A few months later, Brewer injured his back, and Tech was left with 2 true freshman quarterbacks.
They are as good as they are, and you got to choose one. And so I think it ultimately just came down to, for our team, Davis, great player, and he's won us some games. Baker goes in and the camp, and I think moved the chains and just did some stuff outside the pocket that we needed to have done just because of some of our limitations in other areas.
After beating out fellow freshman quarterback Davis Webb, Mayfield started the first 5 games for the Red Raiders. And although a knee injury kept him out of the game against Iowa State, he has amassed almost 1,500 yards and 8 touchdowns in a season where he was not expecting to play at all.
He really surprised a lot of us, and that's just, he came out and he was ready to play. So, he very fun. He's really relaxed all the time. He's a great guy. He doesn't, he's always the same person no matter what. He's a good leader, and he really knows, and he loves to play the game of football. So.